Hello everyone, my name is Sarah Wood and I'm the founder of Mulberry Cottages. Today, my presentation is all about a fresh look at the marketplace, looking at key statistics, what trends there are, what the market is looking for, and how to stand out in an ever-growing and busy marketplace. So firstly, let's look at holiday lettings as an investment. Why is it winning over buy-to-let at the moment? Well, investors have the age-old problem of identifying how to get the best return on their money. A few years ago, the smart money clearly identified student lets and prime location lets as key investments. However, with all the changes to the tax laws and the strong demand for holiday letting, we don't think that's necessarily the case anymore. So what's happened? Well, holiday lettings are counted as a business and they're not an investment. So for tax purposes, HMRC count them as not residential, and that means they are commercial and they pay taxes as if they were a business. The full impact of this will come through in 2020 when residential properties tax laws change. Holiday letting is offering a strong income opportunity as well, and a really robust return on investment. It is definitely a viable option. And the example we often give is that we have a property here in Canterbury which, if you let on the residential market, would let at £12,000 per annum. We currently are achieving £28,000 per annum, so there is a huge difference in how much you can achieve. I thought next we needed to look at what's happening in the macro picture of the tourism industry, because obviously what we also need to look at is demand. Tourism has been booming since the recession. After all, the word staycation didn't even exist until 2009. Staycations in the UK have increased steadily over the last 10 years, with people becoming more and more aware of the advantages, and that's partly because the standard has grown so much. And tourism every year has grown above most other industries, and it's now the fourth largest industry in the country, worth £130 billion. It's grown 10% in the last 2 years alone, which not that many industries can boast. The stock available has also grown. So in 2010, there was 6% of the tourism bed stock was holiday cottages, and now it is 12% of the tourism bed stock. So you can see it's grown a huge amount. So what trends are we seeing in the market? I thought it would be useful to look at these, because if you are just considering holiday lettings at the moment, you might decide to aim particularly at one of these markets. I'm going to look at three this morning. The first one is older people. By 2020, 40% of the population will be 50 or older, and they account for 1/3 of all self-catering stays. The second market I'm going to look at is short breaks and last minute. This is all about couples. And the last one is quality and individuality. Okay, so let's look at the older generation first. What do we think we need for this group? Well, first of all, they've got lots of disposable income. And amazingly, they take 5 holidays per year as an average. So there's an awful lot of them taking rather more than that. We definitely need to appeal to this group. What do they expect? Well, they really like high standards. They like good quality bed linen. They like large, fluffy towels and pretty gardens to sit in. But they also want easy access. What does that mean? Well, if you are planning, have a look at whether you can comply with level 1 or 2 disability. Now, that might sound quite expensive, but actually it's not major adaptations. It's about easy solutions, such as wet rooms and less changes of levels in your different floors. Provide a downstairs bedroom if possible. And don't forget, this market is only growing and it's also getting older. So things like easy access are going to become even more important. So the next trend, short stays and last minute. Holidays are getting shorter. 48% of all self-catering holidays, so just under half of them, are for 4 days or less. People just want a treat. They want an experience. They want something special to remember, even if they're only staying a couple of nights. The second trend in this group is that they book really late. And we know that if the sun is shining on a Friday and we are forecast a warm weekend, it is amazing how many bookings come in. 70% of this market book within 4 weeks of their stay. So you do need to be very flexible. You need to think about being ready at all times, because these guests might just bring you the day they want to arrive. And you need to think about flexibility on the day you start. So don't just think it's going to be a Thursday, Friday or Saturday. It might be that they want to start on a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday, depending on what they're doing. This market is mostly adults. It's couples going away together, but it is very much adult orientated. And one of the interesting stats that's coming out of Visit Britain at the moment is how large the adult only market is. Because 2/3 of all UK self-catering holidays are with adults only. And that always surprises me, because when I think about self-catering and holiday cottages, and I think when other people think of it, their immediate reaction is, I need to attract the family market, which you might do, but don't forget this market, because these are the people who stay out of the school holidays. And that is the most important way of making sure you make the most money, is to attract people out of the very most high season. This group also don't want to travel too far, because if you're only going away for 2 to 4 days, you certainly don't want to drive for hours and hours or get on a train for hours. So most of them don't want to go more than 2 hours from wherever they live. And I think with that in mind, as you're planning your holiday cottage, you need to think about the conurbations that you're near, because that's where your market for the short breaks is going to come from. They want some fun ideas about what to do whilst they're staying with you, because this is like a sort of compressed holiday, and they want to fill it to the brim with lovely things to do. Can they walk to your local pub? What can they do that's a bit different? Do you have a festival on, or a lovely market that they should go to? Inspire them with local things that only you as the owner would know. They want to immerse themselves in your area. And when they book, they make very quick decisions. They get online, they have a look, and they choose from the photos. So you need to help them understand what makes your home special. The third trend I'm going to look at is quality and individuality. And in many ways, I probably should have started with this one, because I think this is the most important trend across staycations of all. We are seeing the demand for a really high standard. They want better than they have at home. And this is because of the social media world that we work in. People are on Instagram, they see these gorgeous houses that they aspire to, and they want to stay in them, and we need to provide them. And that is why the quality of our housing is going up and up. And if you look at the photograph of this slide, that is one of our new holiday houses and has this stunning sculpture in the hallway. Not something you would normally expect from a holiday cottage. It looks more like a very upmarket show home, doesn't it? But it's very beautiful throughout and is in huge demand. So how do you think, what do you need to think about when you want to tap into this luxury market? I felt that just to explain it a bit more, so obviously we looked at that sculpture just a minute ago, but I've picked up 3 other examples of properties that have come to the market with us in the last 3 months. And each of them is a really good example of the quality that people are expecting. So the first one is a beautiful property in Margate, and it's on the top floor of a period building with sea views. So you're already setting a good start because it's sitting in a sought after place. It's at the seaside with sea views. But these owners have really made this look special. So if you look at their roof terrace, we could be anywhere. We could be in Spain, we could be anywhere in Europe there. And it's very clever because that photograph, all you want to do is go and lie on that sofa in the sunshine. And it's very appealing to the market. It's not about how much money you spend, it's about dressing your property to show the quality. It's about the accessories. So those pretty blue and green cushions really make a difference to this photograph because without it, it would be quite a plain sofa. Good quality, but plain. The middle property is a new house that we have in the New Forest. And this came to the market just before the summer and is absolutely stunning. It could be on Grand Designs, it's so beautiful. And the owner was very realistic with what she wanted for this house. It's got an indoor pool, it sleeps 8, and it's just, it's in a fantastic location in Hampshire. And we were concerned that it came to the market on the late side for a house, a family house of this size to actually let for the summer fully. But because of the quality, it flew and it was fully booked for the summer. And in fact, we've just increased the rental prices for this property by 25% because the demand is so high. The third example is this quirky quality market that is also so in demand, particularly with couples. And this is a beautiful tree house that came to the market in the North Cotswolds with us this summer. And it's got a hot tub, so it ticks the boxes of hot tubs, which are always in demand, but it is also the quality of it as well. So it's ticking all boxes. It's got a hot tub, it's quirky because it's a tree house, and the quality is there, and we can get top price for this. So how has the market changed? I wanted to show you a Suffolk farmhouse that we have. Now, this property has been on the market with us for just over 3 years, and it was beautifully furnished, in our opinion, sort of 3.5 years ago. It's got 9 bedrooms, has always let extremely well, but we're finding that we couldn't increase the price for it. And we were trying to understand why, because the kitchens and the bathrooms are very good quality. It's got a lovely spacious feel of a very good quality farmhouse. And the quality of the furnishings were fine. But what's happening is that people don't just want that good quality in the very plain sort of grey colour scheme that's there. They want more than that. They want it accessorised. So we have been working with the owner over the last few months, starting to dress it a bit more. And this is not expensive. It's about moving the furniture around. It's about adding a few more textures of pictures and cushions and throws, and just adding accessories like people see on Instagram to this property. And if you look, this is a picture of the kitchen, the left-hand side. It's a really good quality kitchen. It's really stunning. They've taken several walls down, and it's a very, very large kitchen, breakfast living space. But what we did is we've added some cushions, if you look on the right-hand side. So not expensive to do, but it's completely lifted the look of the room, and it's that the market is looking for now. If you look at the sitting room, the same thing. Same furniture, we moved a chair from somewhere else in the house into the sitting room, put a coffee table in, added a cushion, and voila, it looks like a different place. So, it's those usual before and afters, but it's not difficult to do to add to the quality of your property. It's just about getting a bit of style to it. Right, lastly, my predictions. And guess what I'm going to start with? Brexit. I'm always asked about Brexit and what that might mean for the holiday letting market. It's impossible to second guess at the moment because we've got so many moving parts and all the drama-filled predictions in the weekend papers are, of course, very worrying. But what I would say to you is that holiday cottages are, in the recession, they're very much in demand. So what I think might happen, if Brexit is a very hard Brexit and difficult for the country, what happens in recession with holiday cottages is that the UK market, the domestic market, bunkers down and they stay put. They stay in the UK. They feel safe here, there's no exchange rate problems, and they stay put. So that is what we believe will happen, is that if it is a difficult Brexit, that we will be buoyed up, as we are in recession, by the UK market. My second prediction is on online bookings. I think they're going to grow even further, and it's absolutely imperative to take them. So if you have concerns that you want to know, whether if you've got zip and link beds and you want to know whether they want doubles or singles, don't make that a reason they can't book online. They can book online and you can get the answer to that question after. Last minute is my third prediction. It's going to become the norm. At the moment, we're averaging around 9 weeks time between when somebody books and when they arrive. And obviously that accounts for people who have special occasions, who book miles in advance, but the market is moving more and more last minute. So we are expecting our average 9 weeks to drop to 6 weeks during 2019. 5-star. 5-star this year, or next year, sorry, is going to become the norm. 4-star is just not good enough anymore. We showed you that farmhouse in Suffolk, and that is what's happening to the market. You have to aim at the 5-star market, and actually we are starting to see houses that we would consider 6-star coming to the market, and these are letting incredibly well. The market is the level of luxury required now is going up. So we would say 5-star is going to become the norm. And the last one is on the international market. It's become so comfortable with booking holidays direct now, and it's increasing the numbers hugely. We have seen an increase of 33% in international guests in 2017 alone. And we are predicting that for the next couple of years, the numbers of international guests staying in holiday cottages is going to be double-digit growth. So I hope that you have found it helpful, and thank you for listening. Please contact us if we can give you any more advice.